Hi, welcome. On this video, I want to do a follow-up by way of a couple of recent response videos I put out, really confronting the ideology. An example of this, again, Zach George, who's putting out this kind of anti, police dog type of a narrative. And again, this is something to really, I encourage people to really think about. Why is this happening in terms of this type of narrative? How does this even start to happen? Well, the point is, and when you start to, think that somehow, there's more than one way, that truth is subjective. There is no real standard. I talk about this in the dog training world. Look at everything that's happening. Look at all the divisiveness, all the confusion. And this goes into balanced dog training as well. In terms of just all the back and forth, dog owners struggling in the relationships with their dogs, trainers who are just exploiting everything for their own agenda, on all sides. And so again, as things continue to move forward and escalate, what you see is, again, in terms of Zach George, it's a great example of, this type of, ideology that starts to creep in, and then it's like, okay, what's this really about? Is it really about, dogs the right way? Well, what I show is it was never about dogs the right way from the very beginning. If it was, all these things wouldn't be happening in the first place. People would start to step back and ask questions. So that's my encouragement. Anyone who's looking at what's happening in the dog training world, understand that, dogs are amazing animals. They're in our lives for a reason. They help us. They provide clarity. But again, what you're seeing here is an example of, what happens when you start to, go the other way. You start to say, it's just about, what I think, I'm going to make my crooked path straight, so to speak. And this goes right back to behavioralism, where it all began. The clues were there. I wrote this in my book, The Mind and Body Connection. Check it out. The signs that something's wrong. Right back then. But again, when people decide, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And now you're seeing it. Understand, you're seeing this all blow up everywhere. So much confusion, so much anger, so much, divisiveness. So again, I encourage people to check out, the information I put out. I don't market myself like other trainers for a reason, because, I'm putting out some, hard truth. But it's only become hard and difficult because these trainers decided to throw the truth out in the street a long time ago. So again, dogs are amazing animals. I show that, it's about, having them, with us, meeting their needs, going beyond appearances. It's about real connection. It's about depth of connection. It's about that bond that represents, real meaning, clarity, truth. So again, I'm going to be putting out some video content here coming up. It's the same thing. I talk about why it is I don't, I'm very kind of intentional with what I'm doing, because the dog training world is so divisive, and you're seeing things escalate. But again, for those looking for answers, I encourage you to check out the information I put out. I'm here to help other people on their journey towards, a better relationship with their dogs the right way. I'm here to help. Again, right now I'm putting on a dog trainer course. So if you're, again, looking around, saying, what's going on here? I encourage you to take the time and, do your own research. Ask yourself the question. I talk about that. There's no accidents or coincidences. Everything's like a red flag to say there's something wrong here. Maybe these incidents that have happened over the recent 2 or 3 years, these, kind of social media firestorms over certain things, those are opportunities as individuals to step back and ask the question, why are these things happening? And so again, so much confusion. Again, the system of training is about, asking those questions like years ago. What is training? What is a process? Again, talk about the core ingredients, influence and control, a intentional, interaction-based approach that's going to provide clarity for the dog, clarity for the dog owner, and coming out on the other side of a process with a predictable outcome, a better relationship. So again, check out this system. If you're looking for answers, lots of great options. But again, pay attention to the dog training world. It's a mess for a reason. Look at everything happening. There's no accidents here. There's no coincidences. everything, you can connect the dots with everything that's happening, whether it's device bans, breed-specific bans, you know, the force-free movement taking over, which isn't a good thing. That's what happens, okay? Understand, that's what happens when you come into agreement with this, you know, ideology. It's a type of belief system. I understand these trainers, the problem is the reason it's so divisive, they have their identities, okay, intertwined in this ideology. So that's why I say it was never about dogs the right way from the beginning. It's not about meeting the needs of another, okay? It doesn't represent that. It's all twisted up, you know, in people's, you know, how they think, their identities, and all the things that go along with that. You know, you hear all the language, the emotion, the kind of inciting. It's all designed, really is. It's all set up to exploit everything. So again, check out my website. Lots of great information. The great options there if you're looking for help. Thanks for watching.